week 4 of the NFL season concluded with the Seahawks beating down on the New York Giants 24-3. The Seahawks Legion of Boom 2.0 is here. They 11 sacks against the Giants, pick 6, multiple turnover on downs. Like, it was like Seahawks reincarnated from 2013, 2014. Like, ooh, they look like they were the best defense in the league right now. Obviously, playing against the Giants, they're gonna make you do that. The Cowboys look like the best defense in the league in week 1. Now the Seahawks looking like the best defense in the league. Let's talk about it. Daniel Jones, pick 6. They finally have a decent drive. They scored 3 points the whole game. So you got to understand, like, context of the game. They weren't moving the ball too well. They finally move it into the red zone. It looks like they're about to score. And either he threw the ball behind one of his receivers or he threw it too far in front of the other. There's 2 receivers in the area. He threw it dead in the middle. Maybe hoping that one of them was going to get it. Nope. Witherspoon gets it. Pick 6. Game over. At the time, what was it? Like, I think it was 14-3 at the time. They could have cut it to 14-10 if they scored a touchdown on that drive. Oh, my God. I got a lot of hate from Giants fans, or a decent amount of hate from Giants fans after the week 1. I was like, he's not the guy. I don't know why they paid him. And they had valid points. Some of them were mean, but some of them had valid points. Like, hey, there's no protection. He was pressured a lot. You know, it's the Cowboys. I forgot what else they were saying. He didn't even get paid that much, which he did. $40 million is a lot, especially for a mediocre quarterback. If you're with me and you think he's mediocre, $40 million is a lot. So, obviously, I want to preface my statements with saying this loss is by no means is on Daniel Jones. Like, all of it. The line is atrocious. He lacks weapons. The fact that Saquon Barkley is again missed another week doesn't help. But dude, like, you can't throw the pick 6 there. If you're getting sacked, the Seahawks on the other side were not doing a lot either for most of the game. Like, if you look at the stats, like, it was the defense that really got them there. If you're Daniel Jones, you just know that you got to take care of the football. If you're getting sacked, I don't want to say it is what it is, but, like, you're getting sacked, dude, just protect the ball. I know it sucks that you're getting sacked that much, but protect the ball. Obviously, if you're getting hit by behind, it's kind of hard. But if you look at the stats, Daniel Jones turning the ball over like he did the first 2-3 years of his career. Last year, starting to feel like an anomaly. Starting to feel like, damn, you know, we're going to get one of these good years every 4 years. Is that? But like I said, the line's atrocious, but it's just a sour taste in the mouth. And the questions are already coming up. It's like, I'm not the only one hating on Daniel Jones or saying he's not the guy. Like, they're already asking Dayball if they're going to switch quarterbacks. He said no. But the media is already turning on him. It doesn't look good when you're getting absolutely blasted at home. Like, the Cowboys scored 40 on you. Seahawks beat you by 21. You scored 3 points. You don't even score a touchdown at home. Like, it's sad. And if you don't have this amazing comeback against the Cardinals, you're just completely getting outplayed by everyone. Obviously, it was a nice comeback against the Cardinals, but man, even Dayball, he threw his Surface Pro right next to Daniel Jones after the pick 6. He was like, obviously heat of the moment. That's a very frustrating play, but man, I was watching the telecast. I was flipping from regular broadcast to the ESPN Manning cast. So that reaction by Manning and Eli was just priceless. Like, just can't do that right there, man. You can't throw that football. You can't have a pick 6 when it's the first drive that your team is getting to the red zone. It looks like you're finally going to score. Also, another thing, as I flipped it back to the regular ESPN cast or broadcast, Troy Aikman was kind of highlighting how I don't know how Daniel Jones is keeping his composure. And although composure is very good, it's also kind of good to let it all out and, like, let your teammates know that, like, you're not going to stand by this. You know, you're going to stand up for yourself and be like, hey, fucking protect me, or, like, do better, like get it, like block the fucking guy. So Daniel Jones needs to show a little more character, a little more assertiveness, or like even on the sidelines. I forgot who I was listening to after post game match was saying like when you're not getting anything going, like before on your next drive, before you enter the field, like you kind of want to see your quarterback rallying the troops, kind of getting into their faces, like, come on, let's go, we got this, let's do this. He's not that guy. He's not the guy that's going to do that. And like, this is just a thought that came to my head. Sometimes that's just your personality. Sometimes that's just how you are. And like, obviously, you would love your quarterback to be a vocal leader and be someone that rallies the troops and gets everyone going. Sometimes that's not who you are. So it's kind of hard for you to ask him to do that. Other times, from me being in school, maybe not participating as much as I would hope for in a group project, or maybe noticing there's a problem, but I don't have the solution. So why would I bring up this problem? Maybe Daniel Jones doesn't get in his lines face or confront them or like tells them like what the hell's going on, because maybe there's a check that he could go to, or maybe he knows that he should audible or do something, and he doesn't feel that he has the right to complain when he could improve. And he is saying the right stuff in the media. He says he has to go through his progressions quicker. He needs to make the right throw. If you look at his press conference, that's what he's saying. So maybe there's a little validity to that. Maybe he does think that, hey, how am I going to complain when I know internally I could be playing better? I could be maybe adjusting the line a little better, maybe rolling my line out to the right. Like, I know Dayball is a coach and he's going to make the calls, but we've seen quarterbacks adjust the line, shift the line. They recognize a blitz. They shift the line right. Like, Manny used to do it all the time. Manny was a sitting duck. And like, it's not like they were rolling him out. It's not like they were doing all these special plays. He would just do it himself. Call out the blitz, call out the player, just bring the running back, tell him right here, like all this stuff. So maybe that's why, because Aikman, it lit up a bulb in me when Aikman said that. Like, hey, if some of my linemen were here, standing right here, they'll be like, oh, Aikman would not take that. He would have gone in my face. He cussed me out when that was happening if I wasn't blocking correctly. I don't know. It's all speculation, but I think Daniel Jones, how good of a quarterback is he? Like, I don't know. He is mobile, so he does add that element. But what is he, year 4 now, year 5? You want to see a little bit more. Obviously, the Giants, terrible franchise. Like, the fact that they have all these no-name players, wide receivers that haven't hit. I will say this, Darren Waller, like, they traded for him, 3 catches, 21 yards. Really? That's all you could do? But also, like this is where sometimes I feel like people don't comprehend. Like, Daniel Jones has a limited arm. He doesn't really throw it too far too often. He only threw the ball twice up to his second pick. He had only thrown it once, 20 yards down the field. The second time he throws a pick. So it's kind of like the defense knows that you're not going to go deep. So they could sit, they could push their coverage forward. Like, then the spaces are already tight. They get tighter. It's just a whole thing when your quarterback can't stretch your defense vertically. Like, it just crunches down the field. And that's one of his limitations. It's one of the things that limits Mac Jones. Like, he can't really push the ball down the field. He can't punish you. So it's tough. Like, the defense knows that they could just stack the box and, force you to find even tighter spaces. So it's tough. I low-key feel like Daniel Jones is a better Mac Jones. Not too much in the arm, but he's just way more athletic and he could run. But is that good enough to be a starting quarterback in the league? Is that good enough to get you $40 million a year? I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't have extended him. I would have given him another year, like, prove it type of deal. and then go from there. If he doesn't like it, I don't know like how huge the market would have been for him in the open. Like we'll see, or like we could have seen, but we didn't. But I do think that there's outs in that contract, so I don't think the Giants are completely tired of him. I would like to hope. But yeah, man, tough watch, dude. Tough watch as a neutral. That pick six, it was like, oh man, it's ugly. Seeing fans with like their head down, scrolling through their phone, like that weather app was doing OT inside that stadium. That they were just scrolling through their phone, head down. It was a sad day. It was a sad night in New York and New Jersey. Oh, but what are you gonna do, man? You paid the man. Lion can't block anyone. Quarterback showing no emotion, showing no charisma, no bravado, no fire. Like it's just all your coach is throwing Surface Pros at the seat right next to Daniel Jones. Yeah, it was a tough watch as a neutral. I feel bad for Giant fans out there. Don't hate me. Don't hate me for doubting Daniel Jones. Like, let's be honest. He has not looked good, and you paid him. And if you were objectively seeing this on a different team that you weren't a fan of, you would probably say like, yeah, this guy's not too good. But obviously, he's your quarterback. You're gonna defend him. I get it. But wish the Giants the best. I will say that. I have nothing against Giants. I was actually rooting for them against the Patriots to beat so that they wouldn't go undefeated. Yeah, I like Tiki Barber, even though Giant fans may have mixed feelings about Tiki Barber. Plaxico Burress was dope. Shockey was dope. Boss, the white tight end after Shockey was dope. Prince Amukamara was dope. Pierce, the middle linebacker, was sick. Human Euro was dope. Like Strahan was dope. Like, hey, Giants is a cool franchise. Brandon Jacobs was sick. I forgot the little running back next to Brandon Jacobs. He was sick too. Like, bro, you guys have had some Manningham. I like the Giants. As a neutral fan, I like the Giants. So I'm keeping it a buck. Daniel Jones, if I was a Giants fan, would scare me as my long-term solution at the quarterback position. And the worst news for the Giants is that they're 1-3. You got the Cowboys, you got the Eagles in your division that you still got to play. Cowboys again, and then the Eagles. And your next games are against the Dolphins, who just got embarrassed by the Bills, who are probably like looking to take out their frustration on someone. And then you got the Bills after that, who just punked the Dolphins, who are probably going to punk you. So, oh man, dude. Sorry, Giants fans. Like, we might be staring down at a 1-5. And at that point, if you go to 1-5 and you get steamrolled by the Dolphins, and then you get steamrolled by the Bills, and Daniel Jones has like a couple more fumbles in each game, couple picks, like there's a possibility there's a different starting quarterback. What is it? Week 5, week 6, week 7. We might be looking at a different starting quarterback week 7. Just gonna put it out there.